Everyone, I'm back with the card by card series, and I'm glad so many of you enjoyed it and had such wonderful comments and questions. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So we're going to go with the Magician this week for Tarot Tuesday. So I'm going to start, as always, with the Rider-Waite and then give you a couple of examples from other decks. I'm using the same decks as I did last week, but I think I'll go switch them up every so often just to give you some different examples of ways that people interpret the Magician. So we'll start with the Rider-Waite. So that's this one here. Get the camera to focus. So this is the Radiant Rider-Waite, so it's a little more colorful, but you get the basic idea with it. So here we have the Magician. The Magician, it represents our ability to take all the tools and resources we have in front of us and start something new, to make a new beginning. We have everything in front of us, we just need to pick it up and we need to do it. So here we have the Magician here, and he has his altar in front of us with the four suits that have to do with the four elements. We have Pentacles for earth, we have the Cup for water, we have the Sword for air, and Wands for fire. So he's got all the elements here. He's got one arm up and one arm down, as above, so below. So the heavens and the earth, he's channeling from the heavens through his wand here to the earth. So he is making manifest his ideas and making them real. We also have here the, I can't remember the name for this particular thing, but it's a sign of infinity, showing us that, you know, that everything is connected and that as above, so below. It sort of reiterates that. We also have roses and lilies here, and you'll see the roses around here as well. And they're symbolic of life and death, of sorrow and joy. So it's all about the balance between all the elements that create life and make something happen. So things go from being an idea, we have to make them happen. And that's what the Magician's all about. In astrology, he represents Mercury, the planet Mercury, which is about communication. It's also about travel, and it's associated with the signs of Gemini and Virgo. So there you go. So that's the Magician. Now we have here in the Halloween tarot here, we have a magician looking very sort of, you know, as we think of magicians, and he's pulling a rabbit out of the hat. Here we have, he's got the four suits from this deck. He's got pumpkin, imps, ghost, and bats. So he's got all four of his things here. And he's also got life and death. I mean, he's got the rabbit representing life and the skull representing death. And here you see the little Mercury symbol as well. So, oh, and you've got the roses and the lilies here as well. So they're all kind of, they're just put a little bit differently, but you can see they're all here in this particular card. Now from the Spellcaster Tarot, we have a magician again with one arm raised and one arm down, just like the other two. He's also got an altar with the symbols here, and he's holding the staff as well. So I guess they didn't put the staff because it's in his hand. He's got a snake shedding its skin, symbolizing rebirth, and we've got the flowers and the lilies. And then he's got a lightning symbol above him instead of the infinity symbol. So again, very, very similar to the other ones. The Shadowscapes Tarot is a little bit different. Here we have the Magician when we don't have, you know, him with his arms raised. We do have, though, here, he has the symbols within, you know, the four elements here. You know, this is fire, we've got a shell for water, plants for earth, and a feather for air. He's got here two birds, and I'm wondering if that's, you know, and he's got here, he's got the roses here as well underneath, as well as lilies, so they're put a little bit differently. I'm wondering about these two birds here, if that also has to do with sort of life and death and, you know, dualism. He's got horns for the masculine. He's got wings to show he can fly, much like much like Mercury. You know, he's got the wings there. And then it shows that he's making something out of energy. So he's pulling energy up from the earth, we've got here, and he's making something out of it. And then he's got the infinity symbol above him there. So that's the Shadowscapes Magician. Here is the Greenwich Tarot, and for the Magician they have a witch, and she's also got her altar. So in this one she's female rather than male, and she's got here her cup, her knife, her pentacle. I'm wondering if there's a wand in here. I'm not seeing one, but maybe somebody can point it out. But she's got, there, I'm supposing there's the wand, and she's putting a root into the cauldron to create something new over the fire. So she's kind of not really raised, but she does have one arm down, one a little bit up. She's got the crow here. I don't see any lilies or any roses, but you get the basic idea with this one for sure. And then we've got the Revelations Tarot, which I love for its right side up and upside down. So right side up here, you've got him with the infinity symbol above him, and you've got him with his hand on the staff creating something, as well as a dove over here. So it doesn't have as much as the elemental symbols as some of the other do. I mean, he's got a knife here. I'm not really seeing a cup. Oh no, he's got the cup there. So where's his pentacle is what I'm wondering. Anyway, perhaps this is, and that's a pentacle. But either way, he's making something. He's doing something here. And then upside down, again, he's got the staff. He's looking into the cup. He's got his infinity symbol here. So whereas this is about creating something, this magician is going more within. This magician is looking within. This magician is looking without. So you can see kind of the dichotomy there in that one. So that's my basic coverage of the magician. A magician is definitely a card that I'm always happy to see it when it comes up, because it lets me know, like, hey, okay, you've got all the tools in front of you to get stuff done. You just have to pick it up and you got to put it together. You've got to put the attention in. You've got to put the work in. So whereas the Fool was kind of like, hey, I'm going to take this risk and I'm going to jump off, the magician's like, okay, do I have the tools to do that? How am I going to do that? What do I need to do to put that together? So let me know, what are some of your favorite magicians from different decks that you work with? Is it a card that you like to see? Is it a card that you struggle with? Let me know. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time with the High Priestess.